Hey guys, and welcome to what is going to be my last video of 2022. And I think there's no better way than to go back and look at what I think have been the best swims of the year. Now, I'm not doing this from a completely objective standpoint, and if I was doing so, David Popovich's 100 freestyle world record of 46.8 would be the clear-cut best swim, if not the best swim of all time, considering the 17-year-old broke one of the impossible suited world records in the blue ribbon event of swimming. It was incredible. You can't overlook it for just a pure brilliant swim. But I'm going to look at some swims that I just love watching, ones that I've watched on repeat, ones that are aesthetically pleasing, have something really special about them, and you'll see what I mean by them when we actually get into my two picks for the year. There probably are some other swims that have been incredible this year, like Emma McKeon's swim under 50 seconds on the relay at World Short Course Championships. That has to be noted. And I'm not overlooking all them brilliant swims that have happened. But before we go into the video, if you're someone who swims alone, doesn't have a club, and in the new year has a resolution to swim more, train more, and get faster, then you should probably go over to my website, www.TheSwimsuitGuy.co.uk, and check out my custom training plans, which I'll fully periodise for you and make you swim faster in 2023. You will also get one of these awesome Swimsuit Guy t-shirts that I'm going to fully launch in the new year, and you're going to see they've got more than just my logo here. But again, they're coming soon. So, without any more suspense, let's talk about my favourite swim, and it has to be the 50 freestyle semi-finals of the World Short Course Championships in Melbourne, where Jordan Crooks rocked a 20.31 for what must be like the fourth or fifth fastest swim of all time. You have Caleb Dressel at 20.16, you have Flo Manadou at 20.24, you then have 20.30 Roland Skuman, so I think he's tied fourth of all time with Vlad Morozov, who's also been a 20.31. But it wasn't just the time which was incredible. It was the manner in which he'd done such a time, in such a swim, and in such a race where he was in the lane next to the defending world champion, Ben Proud, who has been unbeaten to this point in the calendar year, winning the World Long Course Championships, the Commonwealth Games, and the European Championships. Let's take a little look at this race and see what we get. So we have a pretty packed semi-final. We've got 8 guys who have all gone 21.0 and under. It's the quickest heats, and these were the quickest semi-finals in world short course history. And we know, looking at previous results, semi-finals get fast times because there's a little bit more relaxation. Now, looking at the dive, it looks like Ben has slightly the better dive, and he has tighter, more concise fly kicks than Jordan Crooks. And as they hit the 25, they're neck and neck. Ben does this incredible thing where he slightly edges ahead of the rest of the field, but then Jordan Crooks pops up at 14 metres, body length clear of everyone, and then wins the race by a country mile, and making the fastest swimmers in history look slow. And let's just look at this turn again, because it's just incredible. Honestly, he uses the full 15, he pops up, breaks out so well. And if we look at his dive here, it's not even the best dive I've ever seen by a sprinter. It's good, but not perfect. And I think there's so much more that this swimmer can do going forwards. You know, he's early in his career, he's doing great things in NCAAs and yards. Now he's broken out into the short course meters, and I'm super excited to see what he does long course meters in the next year and a half going into the Olympic season. Although, while he does seem to be a swimmer who has the best turn of all time, his start is still solid, still leveling Ben Proud, who, you know, maybe not Caleb Dressel level in terms of start, is one of the better starters of all time. And he has this incredible distance per stroke. He was just 10 strokes on the way back there, even less on the way out. And he has this lovely, big, open, straight arm technique that just is so efficient and effective. And he spoke all year about how he's dropped so many strokes per length in his 50 freestyle. And, you know, if you want to get faster, pull more of each stroke, right? It's like simple equations. Now, that was my favourite official race of the year, but my favourite swim just to watch I think it was about a week before we left for the Commonwealth Games, if that, and I'll press play now. But Chad was in Plymouth. We was finishing off our training camp, and it was our last suited swim of training in Plymouth. And Chad decided to go a 125 metres at 200 race pace butterfly. Suited, We got himself all worked up. We had some caffeine and everything. And it's just the most majestic swim I've ever seen. And honestly, if he could have been this relaxed and efficient and perfect at the Commonwealth Games, I just don't see him being beaten. You know, he puts his head down to check where the 35 metres is so he can spot his wall. And it's just so long and effective. 16 strokes, I don't even have to count it. We'd worked so hard on 16 out, 17 back. Beautiful, efficient underwaters. You know, he pops up here again, like 13 metres. And it just, look at this, it's just flowing. The markers are terrible in this pool. And the stroke rates were perfect. The stroke counts were perfect. This just is, I think, a textbook butterfly right now from Chad. No looking around, just him in his own lane. All these things that I really still want to see him do in a race. Slightly long into the turn. This was like 53, I want to say 53.8. And in the Commonwealth Games, he was 54.0 with 2 extra strokes. And like, you know, he keeps pushing through to 125. And if you actually look at the Commonwealth Games race, he looks nowhere near this easy at any of these points of the race. And look at him, he gives me a little smile and we just chat. He's not even out of breath. And you know, I can tell you how he was after the Commonwealth Games race, and he was broken, not mentally but physically. Like, he could not lift his arms up. This is obviously 75 metres less swimming, so I'm not taking anything away from that, but yeah, it was a perfect swim, a textbook swim. And just, I don't know, that's like a guidebook on how to swim 200 race pace butterfly. So they are my 2 favourite swims. One of them I watched in person and was coaching. The other one I watched, as most people did, on the live stream, along with some special guests. But yeah, 2 brilliant swims. Let me know in the comments what your favourite swim of the year was. I'm really curious. And of course, not taking anything away from people like David Popovich and all the other world record breakers. Ariane Titmus this year set some lightning great swims in the long course pool. You know, there's been brilliant swims. It's been a great year for swimming. So many great meets, 2 world championships, Commonwealth Games. I've had a great year as well, just as a swimming fan. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your favourite swim was. If you want to get some cool merch, if you want to get a custom training plan by me, then check out my website, www.TheSwimsuitGuy.co.uk. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, all of that stuff. And I'll see you in the new year. Happy New Year. And as always, I'll see you next time.